Hi everyone, I'm adding a bit more to the concertina sketchbook today. I've stuck a little bit of blue paper to the top of the page here, which I'll be using a little bit later. But for now I'm using the carbon or trace down and a template again to give February a starting point. So make sure you've got the carbon the right way round, then use a printout of the text you want and a pencil to trace over the letters. And remember to check that it's transferring the marks okay onto your page. When you've completed your tracing, just rub over the surface gently with a putty rubber to remove the strength of the carbon and make your lines lighter. And because it's Valentine's Day in February, I'm going to turn the end of this letter Y into a little heart in the same style. Going over this now in a permanent black pen. Not sure yet if I want to fill it in or keep it white. We'll just see how it goes. But at least with a permanent pen, it won't move if I decide to put washes over it later. I'm using some photos here of hellebores for February, but feel free to use whatever you like. Now we all know we can use tracing paper to transfer an image onto the page, but here I'm just using it to simplify the shape, so it helps me draw it freehand. You can see how just the simple outline here feels a lot easier to draw without all the colour and detail of the finished thing. I'm also just drawing a shape around the whole flower. In this case it's a circle, but sometimes it can be a semicircle or even a triangle, depending on the angle of it. And this helps me draw within a contained space and at a size that I want. It also helps me to plot reference points around it for where the shape of each petal starts and finishes. Notice I'm also using the finger of my other hand as a visual guide. This helps my eyes to come straight back to the part of the image I'm drawing, making it a little bit quicker and easier. I'm going to use this finer black pen now to sketch over the pencil, keeping the marks light and loose. This keeps it nice and fresh. And as the flower builds, I'm adding the leaves behind it and getting those to intertwine with the letters. Adding a few more flowers now in pencil, building up the arrangement and moving them towards the blue paper. Remember, you can use different flowers from different photos. They don't all have to be from the same one. This will give you more choice for flowers to be in different shapes and sizes, which will help you place them in the space that you've got available. Still using the fine black pen here, but now I'm going to add more detail in, using the lines to shade and help show the shape of the petals and where they overlap, creating shadows. I'm also allowing this shading now to just creep over onto the blue paper. This will help it start to connect with the sketch. It's quite difficult to see a normal graphite pencil on here, so I'm using a white sketching pencil to draw in the outlines of the flowers. This is just as easy to rub out any mistakes if you need to though, just by using a putty rubber or some other soft eraser. When you're happy with your sketch, increase the strength of it by going over it in pen again, but this time by using white acrylic pens. I've got two thicknesses here which will help me get some brighter tones as well as introduce some areas with a little bit more of a subtle shade. Remember, with these pens you need to encourage the ink to flow by pressing the nib down a few times on a bit of spare paper first, especially if it's a new one. As well as adding shading and the highlights with the white pen, I'm also going to use the black pen to add in some shadows. This will also help it to connect with the other flowers. So I'm just going to continue to work between the two pens now, the white and the black, to finish off these other ones. And I think now I've done all that, these February letters will actually look better filled in, providing a little bit more of a stronger contrast. Going to be doing this with the thicker permanent pen. So that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it and picked up a few tips, and I'll see you on the next one.